Okay, we were
Oh,
discussing Facebook advertising. We're paying for posts,
yeah.
whatever.
There's no clear way how to do it right, and the things like you can do everything right, the show can do everything right, and you still can fall flat. So, but it's easy. It's easier when you see the show is packed and you don't have no sales. Because the most pissed off you are about it, you can say, "Well, at least it's not my crowd. I need to move on to the next show." It's
I
when
do
you do a show and nobody show up, and that's when you go like, "What the hell I did wrong?"
I do like when a show provides some promotional materials like their logo or whatever that we can use. This way there's an identifiable look.
Hmm.
Um, some shows even, not many. I remember ACC provided a blank, like with, it was a frame identifying their show, their branding, and then you could put your image in there.
I think that most of the big shows are doing that now. I know that the Guild does that for all the shows. And most of the shows that I do, they provide you like a blank so you can advertise um, the show and your work. Um, but I don't know. I just trying to figure out the email list. Nobody's signing it lately. Um,
Do you ask people to sign it or just leave it out?
I live it out. I need to start asking people.
Yeah,
Um,
when I engage with somebody, I'll say, I'd like to encourage you to sign my my mailing list. And if they buy something, I definitely do. But um, if they're already interested, I just ask them. And I have on a clipboard, I have it out. Um, Nobody knows how to fill those things out, no matter how much you put out there as far as, the directions, but that's besides the point.
I mine's name and email address, and then a line under it if they want to leave a note about something.
I take addresses too.
I'll pick up addresses later if they're interested. So
I just
makes it a lot easier.
a friend of mine told me long time ago that they they actually make a more conscious effort to get the email from the people that buy the small prints and browsing and just looking around, just asking to sign up. And I keep forgetting to do that because he was saying like those are the people that buy the big piece. They rarely come back and buy another big piece from you. Uh, Not saying that you should not get the information, but they were saying that those people with small items, those are the people that you need to go after, and maybe sooner or later they will buy a big piece from you. So,
Well, with what I do, sometimes
but
it takes years for them to buy, but if I can get them to sign the mailing list, then that's great. That's at least something.
yeah,
Well, you send out the postcards, right?
I do, yeah, but like one a year.
Well, I
they're
don't
really
know. Are
expensive
you
now.
sending out postcards, Oscar?
What?
Is
No, the
Oscar sending out
Wait, Kaylee, go ahead. I didn't hear you.
I was asking Oscar if he sent out postcards.
no, I don't because it gets really, really, really expensive for me.
I also send
Like
out
I
thank you cards. Um, like, when somebody buys something, I send a thank you email to everybody who signed my mailing list. And sometimes I'll send handwritten thank you cards, more so for the traveling shows. And
Mhm.
I'm not pitching a sale. I'm just want them to remember who I am because they
I just
forget.
yeah.
But
Well,
I'm
the
sure
ACA,
there's more. Sorry,
no,
go ahead.
no, I said that ACA tax credit of got killed. They said that Trump would not, even if the Senate and the House pass it, he will not sign it.
Depends on what state you're in, though. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, in this state, they're going to keep the subsidies.
Hmm.
So you have to ask your, I don't know if it's your representatives or your senators. They've got to
Probably the
push.
representatives.
They have to push for continuing subsidies. You know.
Your also
And if,
your state senators and reps.
but yeah, the states are going to have to take over, and it's like, well, what's happening with our federal taxes then? It's going to head the pockets of I think some of the January 9th elected officials are suing, and they're going to get like $500,000 each of our tax money.
You mean the January 6 people?
Yeah, I mean the ones that are elected officials. I don't mean all the people, but the ones who are elected officials, which sounds really illegal. They want to pay off because they've been harmed, even though they actually committed insurrection. But we live in a topsy-turvy world, so
Well, there's one state that uh, I don't know if they passed it or if it was just sent to their legislature, but they were going to put any federal monies in escrow until things were settled properly.
yeah,
Or,
I know California threatened that.
yeah,
Um,
but somebody else actually got a legislation, at least proposed legislation, and it was another
oh,
blue state,
uh-huh. Huh.
but I haven't heard anything since then.
Right.
California's passed a few things. They were giving out SNAP money even before the thing passed to, you know, give it
Hmm.
um, out of
Well,
out of our own funds, and
California,
they're
they
also
need to do
changing other stuff for health care for seniors and
well, forget seniors. How about everyone? I mean, California
well,
needs to do what New Mexico, one of the poorest states in the nation, is doing. They're they're replacing the federal subsidies with state funds. So, and California could afford it much more. And I really hope that they
California
do
did
that.
that with the SNAP.
Right, but I'm talking about ACA.
They're starting to, but it's like there's 40 million people in California.
I understand. I understand. But I mean, it's interesting, New Mexico has taken quite a few progressive measures like free childcare for everyone. So
Yeah,
it's not
that's
even
right.
means tested. And I certainly
Well,
hope that
I'm not sure if it's county or school district by school district, but San Diego schools has lunch for everybody.
good. That's great.
Uh, and teachers can participate too if
Wow.
they want. But my son tried it out a couple of times, but he usually brings his own lunch.
Uh-huh. But
He
the
doesn't
nice thing
want.
about that is that kids that really need that lunch aren't singled out, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. And it's the same kind of lunch they were having before. So it's not that, like I said, my son, he's a teacher. He's a math
Uh-huh.
teacher at the high
Ah.
school.
Oh, good for
So,
him.
sometimes he forgets to bring his lunch. So, yeah, he'll go then. Or, or he leaves campus and goes somewhere else, mainly just because he's had kids all day and he doesn't want to eat lunch with them.
I can understand that. You'd need a break for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, he says, yeah, it's not bad. So, and his school is, what do they call it, Title I school.
Okay.
So a couple
What's
times
title?
a week, they have produce and
Oh,
other distributions there
oh,
for
fantastic.
any community member that wants to come and get it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's usually there late, so if there's any leftovers, they start going around asking the teachers if they want to take anything. It's weird looking produce sometimes, like, huge zucchinis that are like,
Mm-hmm.
2 foot long and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. They can't sell in the stores,
Right.
but hey, it's free. So,
That's great. That's great. Nothing radical about that.
well, evidently it is, I guess.
Right. Right. Which is, yeah.
Yeah, all our food banks are begging for donations now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, military members are standing in the lines at the food banks.
Ay,
So,
shameful.
yeah,
They
I
should be
mean, some
getting
of
their
them are
money
on
now.
SNAP anyway, SNAP and Medi-Cal,
Yeah.
not for the active duty, but for their families.
Right. Right.
But they should be getting paid now.
Yeah, well now, but while the thing was
No, I know that was ugly.
transition, but yet they were expected to show up.
In the
Everything is
years past when
traffic
they shut
control.
down, in years past when they shut down, the food stamps in the military and Social Security would get paid no matter what. It
Well,
was
it's
the
supposed
older
to,
stuff, you know.
but he blocked
But I
he
don't know.
blocked the distributions.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just pure evil. I mean, there's nothing else to call it. It's just evil. And he doesn't care, and he's using our tax dollars for uh, his
Shed some
ballroom
money.
and for illegal raids. I mean, you hear about North Carolina now? What's going on
Yeah.
there? Nobody's going to school today. I mean, it's terrible. And then the president is entertaining, a Saudi prince who beheaded a legal green card holder. I mean, we live in such gross times. So anyway,
So I'm debating if I want to come back. My last possible showing floor is going to be the last weekend of Easter, before Easter. So I'm debating if I should drive back all the way to Chicago after that and then drive back down to Atlanta.
ah, otherwise you just have to hang out somewhere or
Well, I can stay in the campground until
Mhm.
the the day before setup and then drive up.
How far is
Uh,
that drive?
I think it's 9 hours at the most.
Oh, all right. Not,
Let me
yeah.
let me I'll tell you exactly.
Mm.
I just worry about the cats being alone for that long time. Yeah, it's 8 hours and a half
Not bad.
instead in 12 hours back. So, but that means I want to stay there until April. And probably I will stay there in Atlanta. The problem is if I get into Fort Bridges, I will stay in that area until I'm done because there's no point to drive up and down again.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
So many logistics to figure out.
come on, lady, send me your address.
I have a long time to wait to find out what I get into, if anything.
You know, I called Boca, I emailed them, and they had not put anything in SAP yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I can pay the booth fee, which is not a bad thing right now, but um, I would like to know.
I saw that Naples show the dates had moved. There was some
No,
email I saw. Oh,
no, I think I have the same. I don't know what they're going to move it.
they just changed the weekend, it looked like.
Which show?
And it said Naples. I don't know. I could look at my email in a minute, but maybe it was through Zap, I'm guessing, because I haven't applied to anything there. But you would think it's kind of short notice to change a weekend after people presumably have applied, right?
Let me see.
Maybe they didn't have a choice.
Oh, right. That could be.
Construction or,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's amazing how many people need people to be um lights to put up,
Hmm.
and I don't want to do that because then you have to be here to take the lights down. I know if it's highly risky, if they ask you to do that, it's never a fun thing to do.
Oscar, I bet you look like some of those YouTube videos where the guy's got a ladder at a weird angle resting on a couple boards and he's standing on a couple paint buckets and a
Oh.
brick, on one foot teetering. That's what I imagine you look like every time you say you're going to go do an installation.
Oh, you know, uh, every time I do an installation, there's some things that I will not do. Uh, honestly, I just don't risk it
Good.
because here's the thing: if you fall down inside the house, even you don't have no intention to sue them. When I found my medical bill, my insurance company is going to sue the homeowner. So
Which isn't good for your business.
no.
Yeah.
Plus,
So,
you
and
And
know,
you
I
have
who
to
the
think
hell
make
that,
want?
you have to make sure you don't hit anything on the way down too.
yeah, but you know what? Even that, uh, they're still forcing the homeowner responsibility. How crazy that sound.
So
It
it's
is the
not it's not
homeowner's
Because
it's not
responsibility.
covered under your liability insurance, Oscar.
no, because the insurance will my insurance would say that the homeowner didn't provide a safe environment for me to be working. I
Well,
was having
plus
this.
you don't want to have to go around being like debilitated for the rest of your life either. I mean, there's that.
Yeah, I find out that last week when I have one, it's the second time I got the pleasure working with somebody teach law school, and we were talking about absurd cases.
Uh-huh. Wasn't
And
there
that
like
was one of those.
the McDonald's coffee that was too hot, right?
Yep.
They
Or
collected.
or or when you the one that's really bad that she told me is like when you go to Starbucks and you tell the the barista cashier when the person takes your order, make sure the coffee is not hotter than 130 degrees. And
Oh,
writing in the label, and you touch the cup, and if it's too hot for you to handle, it's not 130 degrees. If you drink it, you burn yourself. You can sue Starbucks because of that.
right.
Now here's the interesting law that varies from state to state. If you're in an
Yeah.
agricultural area and you're driving down the road and somebody's livestock gets out, cow, horse, pig, goat, sheep, whatever, and you hit it, in some states, you're liable and you have to pay the farmer, rancher, whoever for the livestock you killed.
Ah, interesting.
In
Didn't
other
know.
states, in other states, they're liable and have to pay you for the damage to your vehicle.
Hmm.
That's more logical to me.
No, but I could, but the insurance company, because that's what happened to me a couple of years ago. If you hit an animal, even if, regardless of the state of the law, it's against you because it's like you're hitting a person that crossed the street. It's crazy. But nothing better than the one that cracked me out, that started the conversation, was somebody break to somebody's house, trips
Oh,
over the station door, and then get arrested inside the house, and he sues the homeowner for medical bills, and they
that's
took it all
outrageous.
and went to all the way to Supreme Court, and they lost the case. The thief won.
That is ridiculous. I've heard that Kate about that before. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like you're breaking and entering, in the first place, and a private home is not like a business as far as compliance to certain types of regulations, you know what I mean? Like having banisters on stairs or whatever the case may be. If it's not a business, it's very different. And of course it varies state to state, but yeah, that had to really have pissed off that owner.
but they and she was the husband was listening to that, and he was like, "Are you kidding me with that?" So like, nope. I wish he was kidding about that.
Well, there's some places where um, if somebody breaks into your home with a gun, and let's say you shoot them as they're coming through the window, if they fall outside, you're in trouble. If they fall inside, you're fine.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
And
true.
that depends on what state you're in for sure.
No, that's I think
So let them get all the way inside before you shoot them.
yeah. If you kill the person inside your house, any country, any part of the country, the United States, you okay because it's self defense. you were defending your home, but the person has to be inside your house. But the main thing that they're saying for and I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but you really, if you use your weapon, you need to kill the person. If not, it's a lot of gray area where you can end going to jail or pay a lot of money, one of the two. But you guys don't own guns, so you don't have to worry about those things. Oh, I don't see that changing in dates for Naples.
All
Listen,
right, let me look and see what I. Okay, I'll look at my.
was it social media or email?
No, it was not social media. All right, just give me a couple of minutes here. Oh, it was Sunshine Artist. New dates, third annual Uptown Naples Art Festival. Old dates, January 31st, February 1st. New dates, 24th to the 5th, 25th.
Which show is that one?
It said third annual Uptown Naples Art Festival.
Oh, that's not none of the mayor ones. That's one.
Oh, all right. So I don't know any of that
No,
kind of
that's
stuff.
fine.
So, back to the advertising and all that you were talking about, Oscar. I think the important thing is the people who have signed our email list to keep in touch with them because they forget who we are. I mean, I always, if somebody's walking by and they have earrings on and maybe I recognize the artist, but they never know the name. They never do. And they forget who we are very quickly. So we have to keep reminding them. And one of the things in one of the NAIA, the winter lectures, there was somebody, maybe she was from Canada, talking about not just emails, but like in your email, you need to have an action as opposed to being passive. And that's hard. I mean, it's a challenge for me, but rather than, just saying, you're going to be at this, event, more so something like, shop this event in my booth, or however one would word it, but more active, more proactive rather than passive. I remember that
You can
distinctly.
offer a discount. If you send out a mail an email, you can say anybody, if you mention this, you can get like a 10% discount.
I
Can
know
show
one
up to your
jeweler.
booth.
I
Allison,
know what.
I think
Yeah.
what Marjolin was talking about is she got
Yes.
email addresses
Hmm.
and then she sent an email out and said if you something about if you give me your actual physical mailing address, then there was some reward for doing that, I think.
Ah, okay. Okay. Well, I know a jeweler who said if you wear a piece of mine that you've previously bought to the show I'm going to be at, I will give you 10% off. I thought that was pretty cool. So everyone who bought from him would be wearing, past pieces. Um, but I don't know. I don't feel like I could afford discounts these days. You know what I mean?
It's
No,
just that I just think that the people they going to go and buy your artwork right now from everything that I'm reading. I don't think that a discount really encourage them to do because it's not that
Yeah.
much money for them.
So that's the thing. I have this $100 coupon. It's 500 or less, it's $50. 500 or more, it's $100 off, celebrating my 30th year anniversary being in business. Maybe I think 6 people have used it. And I have a huge mailing list and I have a lot of return customers. I had a customer in my studio. I said, "Oh, do you want to use your coupon?" And they said, "No, we'll just wait." So they still haven't used it yet. And it's you're right, Oscar. It's doesn't mean anything to them. And the people who could use it can't afford to buy the work these days. So, what other ways are there to get engagement from people who already have expressed interest and sign your mailing list? That's what I've been, trying to think about.
It, I just try to figure out everything that I can do in my end, and
Right. Right. So, like
because
I mean, I use my mailing list a lot, but the last two emails I sent out, I send one a month, bupkis, and it's like, well, what else can I do to engage my customer list? I mean, I can't give I can't give more discount, like I just can't afford it. Materials are so high. And
yeah,
yeah, so but at least I'm saying hi, I'm still here.
I'm doing that all the time.
On the other hand, I also look about, sales. Every Saturday I do this artist market, and sometimes I think, wow, I think I really helped make that sale. Um, and with jewelry, you really need to engage everyone. If I sit down, nobody comes into the booth. If I look down, nobody comes in. And I've watched Eric sit in the booth when I'm standing outside just observing, and it's so fascinating. If you're looking out there, it does help draw people in. And one of the things I get is, oh, I can't afford your work, and that's fine. And I say to them, that's okay. Enjoy looking, and I'm happy. Sometimes I'll even show them something anyway. And it does not necessarily. I think people are used to saying they can't afford things and talking about money in our society, but it might not necessarily be true. Um, and try to think about other conversations to have, of course, based around my work and all of that. And one of the things I've come up with is that, and I think all of you can do this just as artists, but like with jewelry, everyone has a story. So if I compliment someone's earrings and I'll say, who made them or where they're from, and then they go into this whole story and it starts a whole conversation. And if they're with someone, they talk about their things too. And it leads back to my jewelry and the story that I have about it. Um, but I think that's applicable to what any of you do. And it's just, one of the things I've been thinking about lately as far as how to authentically engage people, because I want to be authentic also.
Uh, I really, you know, I don't know, because I don't know who's really. I like to treat everybody the same when they come to the booth, but
Well,
um,
there's the things that you talk about, like in your blog or some of those things can also be, um, you know, uh, ways to engage people.
I know. I just trying to. It's just it's a lot of. It's one thing. It's kind of funny because it's one thing knowing all this information and you know what you're supposed to do, but when you're in the booth, sometimes you just throw blanks.
Right.
You don't do. uh,
No, I understand that. And but I've had a lot of time to practice doing every Saturday. Uh, and it's usually quiet, like by 12:30 or so, gets very quiet. And so sometimes Eric and I will discuss this very thing, how do we engage people? And um So, it's like I think that the idea is to get people to identify things within their lives that relate to your work somehow. Like, I don't mean literally, but it could even just be a feeling, or maybe um, I don't know, again, however it relates to your work. But that's, I think, something to think about because in the end, it's really about them, not us, even though we're the ones making the work, but we want them to relate to it.
And
Does that make
what I've been trying to do more now is to, when the people are looking at the pieces, instead then any, if you not got any questions, I tell them what you like about the image, which image caught your attention.
great? That's a great question.
Not just talk about, uh, you know, just giving an easy out. I,
Yeah,
I, I'm trying to make them talk about the work themselves, not my, uh,
not your vision,
tell them.
but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's great.
So,
And then sometimes there's like, here's somebody who tried this necklace on. She loved it. It was perfect. She has a job, so she works, and it's like, well,
mm,
why didn't they buy it? Did I do something wrong? Or, sometimes I mean, I'm not a great seller. I try my best, but you know, mostly we'll never know why. But what I tried to do with this one person in that exact scenario is I emailed her. She signed my list, and I said, just so you know, my studio's open this week. It's all set up because I have an appointment with some other people. So if you want to come by, you're welcome to. And never heard anything. But people don't also look at their emails when they're traveling. And it's, I mean, you can't force it, but I usually am not that direct though. Uh,
mhm.
I try it once in a while. We can't make them buy our work.
And I think it's different for different mediums. I know painters that, have a lot of repeat customers, but if you're selling big wall pieces as a photographer, you typically don't have too many repeat customers
That's what you've said, which is interesting. Why is that, do you think?
because I think that people are buying photography to fill a space.
Yeah.
So they're not buying a painting to fill a space, is what you're
No,
saying?
I think they're buying it as an investment or because they want to be a collector.
Huh. Interesting. Hmm. I don't quite understand that. I mean, do you?
No.
It's just that photography has always been.
Oh, I know. I know
It's
about that.
it's just that it's a different mentality. It's more like they don't want to go to Home Goods and put that in there because it's too cheap for them.
Hmm.
You know, so they go to. They're not into photography really. They don't love photography. Um, and also it's the budget. If a person like the people that buy the work, they put it in the living room or something like that. For in
Hmm.
my case, it's been they can afford a photograph that might cost $3,000, but the painting that they really like costs $9,000. So
Oh, okay.
so that's what that's one of the reasons. All the time is
Hmm.
just plain and simple. Uh, more it's more about an ego thing. You put a painting in in your main living room or in your dining room because it's more of a status thing. And photography doesn't fall into what traditional people think.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
huh.
they don't fit that status thing. So
Hmm.
It's not,
that's
in most
always been
cases,
my
it's not, yeah, in most cases, it's not seen as a piece of art to collect. It's seen as decoration. That's it.
Wow.
yeah.
And no offense, Oscar, but I'm guessing and it actually helps, but I don't see people, they may spend a couple $1,000s on a metal print, but if they change decor, unless they have kids or something, they know somebody that really wants that, it's probably going in the trash.
Oh, dude, it's not a. Let me. You want a little dirty secret that I don't even tell to people anymore? Do you know how many times I go to houses here in Chicago to hang new artwork, and I ask them what used to have in there? Oh, I bought this painting from this art show artist, and I really just bought it because it was just to fill the place. And they
Wow.
keep going like, I got this piece from a gallery. I think it's more important to have the person from the gallery showing in there than these three artists that this piece don't value, don't increase any value. So, but I see that comment comes out like a left and right. It's really rare that I see somebody that has a piece hanging in there for a long time. For heaven's sake, I saw somebody give a painting from Julio Garcia to her sister because she didn't fit her decor anymore. And that's how crazy it is. So, or giving a piece for somebody else. And Don Julio, like I call him, he's been doing art shows probably longer than Barry. So, it's just insane. Uh, but you cannot, honestly, you cannot say anything to. I don't say anything. I just sometimes it is what it is. It's nothing to be embarrassed about it. So,
At least they're giving it away rather than trying to have the artist take it back. Have you ever had that?
no, sometimes
I've
it's
never.
even better. They put it in the garbage can.
Oh,
Where it
they
belonged
took, they
in the
took,
first place.
well, jewelers
uh,
sometimes get, I don't wear these anymore. And can you take them back? And it's like, oh, you've had them for 12 years, and I don't think so. And I mean, I don't get it that often, but there was one person when I was in Berkeley, like all of the artists knew her for this particular thing that she always wanted to take old work back. And we just say, look, gift it to someone else. You can't move forward in your career getting old work back, right? And never mind the financial aspect of it. But so
I just don't know anymore. But it's just crazy. So who put this show? Art Fox and the Alokin. This is way too cheap. Pretty sure that's one of my customers said that I should give it a shot. It doesn't say who puts the event. Interesting.
I gotta go, folks. I'll see everybody later.
Yep.
Okay.
See ya.
Is
Be
today
good.
another, today's not another Tuesday, is it?
No,
Uh,
I don't think so.
I don't think so
no.
either. Okay. Because you said later.
Yeah, later is in
Next
sometime
week.
after now.
I took it literally.
Later, alligator.
Well, I mean, next
After a
week's
while,
later.
crocodile.
By the way, Court, thanks for sending me that mechanical arm thing. Um, but I teach one or two online workshops a year, so I
You're
didn't
talking about
even.
having to zoom in and out. And I saw they put your phone in there facing down, then you just lift the arm up and down.
Right, right.
So,
Well, Zoom is fixed now. There was a bug on Zoom. You couldn't zoom on Zoom, like you couldn't zoom in, but it's fixed. And so I use a gimbal, with my phone in it, and it works fine. It works well. So I'm able to zoom in again. But the last time I taught, I couldn't. I had to hold everything up to it. So that was a little annoying.
all right. See everybody later.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Be
Bye.
good.
So Barry, are you doing Florida shows also?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Um, San Armand Circle, uh, Fort Myers, and Coconut Grove.
Ah, okay.
I find that when I don't extend the trip and stay a longer time, that I actually do better. Meaning
Ah,
I don't spend the money.
hmm. And you don't wear yourself out with so many shows, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm laughing because yes, that's a problem.
Well, yeah, I
I
mean,
can do three, and then I start thinking, oh God, I got to do
mhm.
another one.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Who knows what next year will bring? Nobody knows.
Don't remind me. It's going to be interesting.
Mhm.
it'll be good.
So I really hate when people lose earrings, and whenever they do, I have to make one. Whenever they do, I say, why don't you give it some time first? And because I just can't stand doing it. But on the other hand, it makes them happy, and um, so I do it. But it's just kind of this, when you stop other things you're doing, you step out, it just takes more time and all of that, um, and that's what I have to do now. But
Oh, it could come with a warning. Don't lose it. It's
right.
one of a kind. Don't lose it.
Mhm. Well, she was very flexible, and I asked her all these little detailed questions, and she said, "Wow, you're very thorough." I don't want to make something that she doesn't like, so there's that. And but I
Did
like
you
it when they're loose about it, and whatever I do is fine, but I still like to get the details.
do you ever go to make one and then somebody says, "Oh, I found the other one"?
I'm trying to remember if that's happened. I think they've kept the other one as a third, as a backup.
That's funny. A
Yeah.
spare.
Yeah. But mostly, there are people out there who, I'll see them at a show and they'll be like, this broke 2 years ago. And why didn't you send it to me? I'll fix anything. Usually there's no charge also, depending on the
Mhm.
materials, but it's not that hard putting things in the mail. And I'd rather fix something than know somebody has this broken thing out there. Somebody emailed me like 2 months ago and I responded but then I haven't heard back, and it's just that I hate that stuff out there. Um, but I'm also not people's keeper, so all the little things we have to deal with. Well, Barry, you have breakage to deal with. That's always a scary thing.
Actually, it's mostly in traveling, and I'm so used to it that
Hmm.
I rarely have any breakage. It's only when I do something stupid like knock it off the shelf,
Hmm.
or my favorite thing is reaching for something up above and knocking
Hmm.
something down below.
Uh-huh.
You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
happen a lot, but it happens once in a while.
Right. Yeah, no, I understand that.
And with clay, because things break, it's not traumatic. You just like, okay, put the next one out, you know.
Well, but you can't really recycle it,
You can throw
right?
it
There's just
away.
you can, or you could give it to somebody to. I made a necklace with broken pottery. It was a very long. It was like 2001, and it inspired a whole design in the necklace. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You can
Mhm.
also do the kintsugi.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no thanks.
yeah. There was an artist here. Oh, he's no longer alive. There was an exhibition, and what he did is he would fire. Would he glaze? Yeah, fire and glaze something, and then break it, and then put it
Yeah.
back together. And it
Yeah.
was pretty cool. What he did. I mean, they were obviously not functional, more sculpture, but yeah, it was. I
Yeah,
can't
people
think
have
of his
done that
name.
in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, he had started this, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago or something like that. But the
Well,
name escapes me.
there's also a whole thing of broken flower pot succulent gardens.
Oh,
Yes.
So those are kind of neat looking if they're done well.
uh-huh. Huh. I have to look that up, see what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Well, like I said, some of them look pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like the pot fell over and was there, and then little succulents started growing in it, type of thing.
Uh-huh.
Other ones look like somebody tried
Too
but
hard.
didn't quite do it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Hmm.
Hey,
So what
Barry,
else?
you said that St. James score was good for you this year.
What?
The St. James score was good for you this year.
Was there a score?
The St. James score was a good show for you.
Oh,
Louisville.
I got you. I got you. It was, yes, yes, it was solid. It was good. The first day was really good. It kind of made the whole weekend. So and it was all repeat business. I mean, uh, s- um, I sort of forget from year to year. But this year, on the first day, in the first hours, before noon, all these people that had bought from me in the past came back and bought again right away,
Mm.
you know, which I like better than having them wait till the end of the show and going, oh, woe was me. And then they come and, buy because then you feel better at the end. But then it's like, why have to go through all the tension of, okay, who am I going to pay first? You're wondering about, not making enough money. And then, and it builds up. The tension builds up through the 2 or 3 days. And then you get the business at the end and it's like, oh, why didn't, if they'd come in the beginning, then I wouldn't have been stressed the whole rest of the time.
I hear
But
you.
on the other hand, I would take the sales whenever they come.
10:06, Sunday, Cherry Creek. This was some years ago. I mean, I had the best sale I've ever had in my life. The show was fine prior to that, but one
Yeah.
woman bought like an entire collection. She bought like 10 pieces from me, and it was unbelievable. And I was sitting in my neighbor's booth, and Eric was helping her. And then I come back, and everything's back in the cases. And then she said, "Okay, well, I'll take this and this and this, like all these pieces." We're like, "Who is this person?" And she had left her, I think, credit card in someone else's booth. So we found out who she was. And anyway, that was that was unbelievable. You know, it's like if somebody is buying
Yeah.
from me at 10 of 6, then and people are starting to pack up at 6, it's okay. I'm in no rush. I'm not driving home that
Oh,
day, you know.
having had a retail store for a period of time,
Hmm.
if people, you wouldn't check out, you know, ch- um, square the cash register till the
Hmm.
end, so and put things away. So that, so it'd be like 6 o'clock and the door
Hmm.
would be closed. And if somebody came to the door and pulled on the door, we'd let them in.
Yeah,
I'd stay
that's
there till,
nice.
stay there till eight. Yeah, because you don't miss any business. You don't do that.
Right. Yeah. Hey, the magazine came. That's me, Metalsmith
Oh wow.
Magazine. Been waiting
Yeah.
for,
Ooh.
I think the East Coast got theirs first. I mean, I saw a PDF of it, but it's nice to have the hard copy. So that's exciting. I just,
Yeah.
I don't know that any show jurors read Metalsmith, but it would be nice if they did.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah, they don't read too many Clay magazines either, so
Yeah, there's some good Clay magazines too. I don't know if they're still around, but
yeah.
um I mean, there were clay artists, and there was a whole cooperative of clay artists in the same building that I was in, Earthworks Pottery. So, um, I'd see their magazines too.
You got to feature it on your website.
Yeah, yeah.
And that way, when the jurors go look at your website, they see that.
Do jurors look at websites?
Sometimes they do.
Oh, huh.
More like
I didn't
Sometimes the
know that.
customers.
shows give them a
Yeah,
couple of weeks to look through the images.
More like
oh,
customers.
they gave me 4 pages, which is really nice. I thought that was fantastic. Doesn't even matter what the text says. It's more, the text is more about business, like business, conducting business, that sort of thing.
Hey,
So,
hey, Larry.
Yeah,
I have to, you told me about you recorded Billy Springs.
yeah.
Is that his name? So I never went to look at it because I'm easily distracted. So I
I didn't
forgot.
record it. I picked that up from somebody recorded it right in front of the
Oh,
soundboard.
and that's right. I was supposed to find it and download it. Anyway, so I'm teaching this person on Saturday, and she comes in and we're talking about music because I was saying, yeah, all the best music was in the 70s and stuff. So she starts going, oh no, there's some really good stuff now. And she mentioned this guy, he mentioned Billy Springs, and I had no idea.
Strings, like
Strings. I'm
guitar
sorry.
strings.
I know. Billy Strings. So I now have to go before this Saturday,
He's
I have to
he's
go find some of it. So I gotta
there's a ton.
mhm.
He's like the best guitarist now.
really. So I thought of you. I laughed because I thought nobody's heard of this guy. And then, oh, just randomly, some 35-year-old woman goes, "Oh,
He's only like 31 or 32.
really? Is it a solo career or is it a band or it came from a band?"
It's on the phone.
Another. Oh, I need to find out one Wisconsin sales tax number. Great. Oh,
Oh, right. Texas, you have to file the sales tax in Texas at the end of the year. So it's been plaguing me all year, knowing that I mean, I have it in my calendar, but it's such a burden. I'd like to
yeah,
just be able to pay it right away.
I need to do Florida next month, and I still piss up with them.
Hmm.
So uh, I need to file Texas because even I didn't have nothing this year in there. I need to file it up,
Hmm.
which kind of sucks to be honest with you.
It does. It's more
But
work.
If we're only doing one event in a state that lasts 2 or 3 days, There should be a temporary license that expires after the event's over and you just pay it and that's
Or
it.
a coupon. A coupon. You just throw it in the mail. I
Yeah,
mean,
same thing. Yeah.
California
yeah.
has that.
Okay, Billy Strings. He is like the future of country music. I'm bluegrass, I mean. He is like the best flat picking guitar player you've ever seen.
Excuse me, I do need to go, actually. I just looked at the time. So good to see you all. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I'm going to go myself also
Yeah, me too.
because I need to cook dinner for
I gotta
little old me.
I
I
gotta
need to go
feed
take a
Mr.
nap.
L.
You
Anyway,
look like
Barry, yeah, just look. There's a ton of videos on
I'm
YouTube.
gonna go look as soon as we get off. I'm gonna go look. Okay.
But
Okay,
See you
I've
guys.
seen him twice
bye.
now, and he's phenomenal.
Be good.
All right, bye.
Bye.